So we're asking you, especially you European women and European men, and we're asking the justice system, we're asking the court system, we're asking the authorities, we're asking the politicians, we're asking the next door neighbors, we're asking the average citizens, we're asking every single person. If someone's skin is not brown and their skin is not black, they fit into the Caucasian or the European community. When you call these people black, it's very depressing and it's very stressful. And there's a lot of female or people in the black community who need counseling just because of this, and the counseling is not there. There's no community um, resources where you can turn to and say to someone, well, I'm very depressed because my neighbor keeps calling her Caucasian Mukaka kid black, and the kid is mixed, and it's frustrating me and it's making me feel depressed. There's no avenue and there's nowhere for help where you can go. So we are calling on the lawmakers and the politicians and the teachers and the people who are forcing this onto us. There's no 1% rule where you have 1% black, then you're black. There's no such thing. If your skin is not brown or black, you fall into the European community. And European people try to act like, oh, they're superior to you, and they have a right to have their own race, and our race has to be the recycling bin where they dump all the stuff that they don't want in their community. It doesn't work like that. Our race is indigenous. We were here first before all people. And we have a responsibility to maintain our race. So we're asking you, European people, you Caucasian people, take your Mokaka children and keep them into your community. You are the ones who are producing these children. The black woman and the brown woman, we don't have a habit of crossbreeding with European men or Asian men. Some people do, but it's not something common, but it's very common. It's very common to go outside and see a Caucasian woman with a Mokaka kid. That is the norm nowadays. So we're asking you guys to keep your children into your community, because it's ruining in our community and it's ruining our children's self-esteem. And we're trying to speak out, but the men in our community, you guys run to them and they're harassing us and they're physically abusing us, and they're making it very difficult for us to live up to our responsibility of maintaining our race. It is our responsibility. It's their responsibility too to maintain the race, but they've given up their responsibility for whatever reason. I'm not sure, but they've given up their responsibility for self-gratification, and that's their choice because it's their life that they can live it. But they don't have a right to ruin the brown race and the black race because they have self-gratification. And I said it before and I'm not going to stop saying it. They are using our face and they're using our race, and they should be paying us to use our face and use our race. And all the money that these makakas are pulling out of our community, we have to find a way to get it back into our community, because too many brown skinned women are struggling and suffering, and they go through life barely making it, while these makakas are enjoying everything in life and living their best and doing all the things, their fantasy, and we're here suffering. We can't even find a good plate of food to eat, and they're eating the best, and we're hungry, and they're eating jerk chicken with white rice and steamed vegetable. They're eating curry goat with white rice and steamed vegetable, and we there are dead for hungry, can't even find no food to eat. And they're sitting over there acting like they like us, and they don't like us. They're just acting, and they're using trickology to trick us and steal what it is that is ours. And they're on a path to try and annihilate us and replace our brown community with their Mokaka community. These are the slave drivers. Slavery just ended the other day. And the people from slavery, when slavery ended, the people, they weren't willing to just give up their right to own slaves. So they come into our community and they pretend and act like they like us when they really don't like us. And it's going on every single day, everywhere you turn, left, right, and center. There's no brown skin, black Indian girl out there who's not being a slave to somebody. None. I don't care if you're a billionaire. I don't care who, what, where, when, why. As long as you are a brown skinned black Indian girl, there's someone out there who has plans to use you, plans to trick you, plans to do something to try to steal your birthright and try to steal what is yours. If they're not doing it to you currently, they have plans to do it. And if somebody was doing it and then you caught them and you kick them to the curb, they send in someone else, or someone else just comes in on their own. That's how it is. And brown skin black Indian girls, as soon as you achieve something in life, say you buy a home or you buy a car and something were to happen and your children inherit it, there's a woman who has been watching you for years. There's a Caucasian woman who gave birth to a child who has her eye on your property. And as soon as something goes wrong, boom, they jump in. The first one to help you is them. When they're not there to help you, they're there because they gave birth to a child who they want to come and inherit your thing. And it's happening all around you, every single place you go, especially the Asian people. They do that, especially. The first thing they go after are the boys, because it's easier to trap the boys than it is to trap the girls. So they go after the boys most of the time. So whatever it is you work hard for, whatever you is that you inherit, there is a Mokaka, there is a albino, there is an Asian, there's an Oriental, there is somebody sitting by just waiting the right opportunity to send their child in to snatch your thing, or they come in themselves to snatch your thing. That's how it works. And that's how they're gaining their wealth.